Us now is the Republican congressman from the state of Florida, Greg Steube. Congressman, thanks for being with us here on the Hill. Appreciate the time, sir, and thank you for running to the camera because I know votes just started. Let's start with Alejandro Mayorkas. You got it. Let's start with Alejandro Mayorkas. There are calls right now for him to resign. He's the head of the Department of Homeland Security. He said this earlier this week, and I'll get your reaction on the other side.
I have 100% confidence in the director of the United States Secret Service. I have 100% confidence in the United States Secret Service.
Kimberly Cheatle is out, Congressman. What should happen to Alejandro Mayorkas?
Well, he's already been impeached in the House. He should be removed by the Senate. He should have been removed by the Senate for the invasion that we have at our southern border. But Chuck Schumer's playing politics and isn't going to do that. So, you know, we have the Secret Service director that has resigned. Alejandro Mayorkas refused on multiple occasions Trump's team's request for additional security, and they didn't honor that. They refused that. I'd hate to think that that's political, but it sure seems like it is. Biden and Kamala Harris have
political decisions on Donald Trump's security?
I would certainly take that from the information that we have at this point, but the Secret Service refuses to give us any information that we've requested. The House Committee on Oversight has requested a whole litany list of information. When she was here yesterday, she basically just threw her hands up and said, oh, we're looking at that. It was very specific requests of information that we have the ability in Congress to get. We should get that information and make those decisions.
So the Secret Service director, Congressman, is not a Senate-confirmed position, which means that person is appointed by the president. Whoever the president may be, a Democratic president in the White House, a Republican president in the White House. And there's some of your colleagues on the other side of the aisle, a bipartisan proposal in the Senate that would require Senate confirmation of the Secret Service director. Do you think that Congress should get involved via the Senate with this election, or is this just up to the president and the head of the Department of Homeland Security to figure out who should be the top boss there?
Well, they're still accountable to Congress, just like you had her here yesterday for a hearing. She refused to come today because she resigned. We still have oversight authority on every agency in the administration. So whether it's confirmed by the Senate or not, we still have the ability to impeach them. We still have the ability to do oversight. We still have the ability to subpoena information from an agency of the federal government. And I think that's what this task force that Speaker Johnson is appointing is going to do, is try to get a lot of this information that they're refusing to give to Congress as of today.
I want to get into the money here for a second, Congressman. 2024 budget, $3 billion, basically $1.1 billion for protection, 3,200 special agents. I know Republicans in this town often talk about the need to cut spending and to cap spending, but does the Secret Service need money? Do they need more funding?
Well, if they do, that's certainly not something that she's requested of us. When she was at the hearing, that's not an issue that she raised as being an issue why that we had this attack and assassination attempt on President Trump. We Republicans gave more money to the Department of Defense while cutting spending in other areas. So for this Republican, obviously the safety security of the American people comes paramount before other things that we fund in the federal government. We can certainly cut the $400 million that we send to Jordan's border security and secure our own border. We can certainly reallocate money that we sent to other countries to secure our border here and do other things to the defense of our nation.
You know, let me ask you about something that just happened to a member on the other side of the aisle, Congressman Dan Kildee. There are pro-Palestinian protests that are happening in the Capitol that happened earlier today. Congressman Kildee, who's a Democrat from Michigan, I want to show our audience the scene. There were protests you could see there in the Capitol, and his office said that they needed help from Capitol Police to basically stop those folks from getting into their office. As a lawmaker, do you feel safe? Do you feel that Capitol Police, writ large, needs to be beefed up?
Well, my first question is why did all these individuals be let into the Capitol when you know that they were going to protest? They're right behind me, right down here in the rotunda. There was huge protests. Were so loud that your camera crews couldn't take hits down here because there were so many people chanting, and all of them got arrested and removed. Why were they let into the building? You knew what they were going to try to do. All of the buildings, unless you have staff access during this period of time, should have been shut down because you know they all have been talking about coming up here and protesting. Tomorrow's going to be even worse. You've got barricades all around the Capitol. But my first question would be, why let people in
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.